got Joanne here, and besides just casually taking over the world one tree at a time and just making the world a better place, you also recently won the Global Landscape Forum photo competition.
Okay, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Global Landscape Forum photo competition is a forum where youth or anyone submits a photo that deals with landscape restoration, and which is subjected to voting online. And the best now got a prize of winner of Global Landscape Forum photo competition winner in restoration in Africa. So this the photo that I submitted was about the champions, green champions in school. So we submitted a photo where we were, the kids were holding their tree, which they had raised for about for 3 weeks from the nursery. It was 3 weeks old in the nursery. And then they were just holding it. So to me, it felt really nice just holding their tree. And then to them, it's not a tree. To them, it's a child.
Right.
Yeah, it's a child. It's their child.
So they have a sense of ownership,
Yeah,
and
ownership.
nurturing.
Yeah, and nurturing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and what was it like, being crowned the winner? Yeah. Did you expect it? Did you see it coming?
At first, I did not expect it. At first, when the voting started, I was like, no, I can't even mobilize people to vote for this, because there were so many better photos in there, like very good photos. So I said, okay, let me try it. So, and then after some time, the votes were getting more and more, and so I said, wow, it was a good experience to go through.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And a validating moment to remind you that, yes, I'm on the right track, even though sometimes it feels like I don't know what next and where to go next. Things are coming together.
Yeah, actually, it's so motivating.
What keeps you motivated through everything?
What keeps me motivated is the fact that I do not want my children or my nieces and my nephews to go through an environment which is not so healthy to them, and which to make it worse, we are the one who are causing this harm to the environment. The human actions contributes to that. So it's time. I believe that this is a time that we have to correct the mess that was created before. So we create an environment which is comfortable to our kids. That's what motivates me to keep going.
And you know what's interesting? They say that in many ways the world is getting better. In many ways we've gotten better, more enlightened, more aware. But the one thing that's clearly not getting better is the environment.
Yeah,
and
true.
There's just so much waste and ignorance. I mean, there's obviously a shift, and there's more and more conversations around it. But there's a lot of changes to be made, and a lot of this was caused decades ago. So I mean, for you to just keep your eye on the goal, I think is important, and we thank you. So tell me what your thoughts are about young people stepping up to the plate, and specifically people like Greta Thunberg coming into this space and being champions quite early on.
I think it's setting an example to other kids that regardless of their age, you are able, or you are capable of doing something, changing the world with just a voice. So if you have a voice, just use that voice to speak to the world and to talk of any actions that you're seeing are negative to the environment. Yes. Yeah.
I love that, and I also appreciate that the truth is the environment. It's not a fun, cool conversation to have. It's not what like you'd imagine young people sitting around and being like, "What do you guys think about the lack of sanitation?" And yet you're seeing more and more young people stepping up, speaking out, fighting for what for what really is their right, and that's access to clean water. Being able to know that the air isn't contaminated. Global warming, just you see more and more young people stepping up, and I find that quite refreshing. But also there's been some criticism around, say, this kind of activism just being seen as like a cool way. You know, I'm going to put a tweet out about this and this is all the job I've done. Or I'm going to just quickly, I don't know, plant a tree but not necessarily grow a tree. Do you think there's ways in which the youth can be active and really partake in this, but that it actually creates a lasting impact? Do you think there's ways that people right now watching could jump in and it would be a lasting impact?
You mentioned about activism. It's a way of creating awareness, because if someone didn't speak, no one will know, you know, about environment and all that. Yeah, and about planting a tree, we believe that environment conservation is not just about planting a tree and just leave and go. You plant a tree and you nurture it until it's 2 years old. Then you can leave it, or even more, depending on the species of tree that you're planting. There are so many aspects of environment, as I said, that contributes to living healthier life. You know, by ensuring that the water quality that the quality of water that you take is of good, it meets the standards of the water quality. And what youth can take is anything that contributes to environment in all the aspects that I mentioned, that contributes to a healthier living, all contributes to conservation. You know, anything that you do, be it speaking out loud, be it planting a tree, and when you plant the tree, make sure you nurture it to the point that it's able to grow by itself. Be it not even throwing. Sometimes you see people throwing waste out of vehicles, moving vehicles.
Yeah.
I know. It's a very bad habit. I do not understand why people keep doing that. So even just stopping it, you've contributed to something. Stopping littering anywhere, still you've contributed. So if us as youth, we can do it right now, we are saving a future, for a better future, which you can live in.
So in the 2 years that GTI has been running, what are some of the moments that you've been most proud?
Yeah, first of all, the recent start with the recent one was when the award was, when I won that award.
Yeah.
And another one is when I actually was officially now a contributor to the UN Global Environment Outlook. So that one I actually had given up with my initiative, Green Towns, just before doing that,
Yeah.
So, and when I received now a message that I am a contributing author, is when now GTI came back to life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And how have you noticed or witnessed any clear changes in the 2 years that you've been running Green Towns? Are there things that you can say and clearly showcase as being, as having improved because of GTI?
Awareness, maybe, in the schools,
right.
yes.
And that's a big one, especially
big
since you've
one.
got clubs too.
Yeah.
The seedlings that you were even talking about, I think 500.
500 in which we recently planted, but I have planted before more, but in schools. But in the river, we planted recently about 500, and seeing the survival rate of the trees over 85% was also such an overwhelming moment.
Right.
You know, people are liking the idea, you know, the project. So it's really good to know that people are owning it.
Right.
And they're not like, oh, this is a GTI project coming in. No,
it's our project.
It's our project.
Right. What would you like to get into in 2020? What are you envisioning for GTI and for Joanne in the coming year?
In the coming year, for me, graduate with my master's, and for GTI is to be able to expand this project to more and to other counties, not only in Bomet here.
What would that need?
That needs support, financial support, as I go to another county, and also I can say just determination with me and my team to just say, okay, we want to go to this county. Yeah.
Right now, and I'm sure you've done research on this, but right now, which counties perform the best when it comes to conservation and environmental awareness and just the different elements, sanitation, afforestation, which counties are you
Afforestation.
looking at
Yeah.
as great benchmarks for
Okay.
for your work?
For my work, I can say forest cover. I'm looking at Kericho County, which has huge forest cover.
And what's different there? Is it that why would it have more forest covers than others? I mean, I know some places it's just simply the weather doesn't maybe allow for, like forest cover across hundreds of acres. So it must be the conditions don't support that kind of growth. But why would some counties do better than others, do you think?
It says, okay, some counties, maybe like dry areas, the challenge of a tree growing, or so awareness needs to be created to people that there are trees that survives the dry areas, and in other counties, in other places where the soil or the weather supports the growth of a tree, even a seed falling from a tree can grow. So I think it's because of the dry area and the wet areas. So it depends on the type of topography.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying about the different counties that you're looking to for to act as benchmarks. You said Kericho for tree
Kericho
cover.
for tree, because I've been in Kericho, and by just looking at it, it has so many trees all over. Even my county, Bomet County, there are so many trees.
And was that part of your culture growing up, that you always planted trees, or there are a few key people who were specific and did that and focused on afforestation, or was it a community agenda?
My dad, yeah, is a lover of trees. All over at home, you just find trees, keep planting after that, and then I learned from him. Yeah.
But in terms of like the community in general, was your father instrumental in the community as a whole, or was it that different homesteads took it upon themselves to do this because they knew what tree cover and what afforestation would do for the community in the long run?
Yeah, there are people who know that. There are people who know that what afforestation do to them, or it's benefiting them. So some few people in my community, yes. So yeah, that is how I learned the whole activity, yes.
Okay, any last words about GTI and what you're excited about, what you'd like for people to be doing on a daily basis to just promote conservation?
It just needs simple things for us to conserve the environment. Like what I said, throwing waste is something that we know it affects the environment. Just leaving that or stopping that habit contributes to many aspects of environmental conservation. So what I can tell people is just do a simple thing that contributes to conserving the environment.
All right.
Any simple thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joanne, and I wish you all the best. I mean, juggling your masters, running a community-based organization, it's no easy task. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for hosting me.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed today's show. And thank you to 88 Nairobi. Again, this space is gorgeous. They've got beautiful apartments that are fitted and fully furnished. Now, I'm going to say goodbye, but I will see you back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So until then, have a great rest of the day. And remember, do not throw out trash. That's really tacky, really. So don't do that. See you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.